I'm going to show you how to create uh, a mosaic Tunisian crochet project out of a pattern that looks like this, where there are no X's to indicate which stitch is going to be a front post extended simple stitch or which stitch is going to be a simple stitch. And I'm going to use this and create something like this, which is the same pattern with the extended stitches marked. And I'm going to do that because I prefer to mark those and then work with a pattern that has the X's on it rather than working with this directly. But you can use the same principles and not mark these blocks with X's, whichever you prefer. But I'm going to mark them so it'll be easy for you to understand what exactly I'm doing. Let's begin. There are just two rules that we need to remember, and they're super easy. So I'm just going to get right into it. Let's start with just identifying the first two rows as rows of simple stitches. That is because we already know that the first two rows are sort of the setup rows and you don't really have any extended simple stitches in those rows. We'll just mark these two rows as rows of simple stitches. So I just said TSS right next to them because that's how I mark my simple stitches. So these are two rows of simple stitches. Now, starting the third row is where we'll start to see some front post extended simple stitches being made. So let's see. So we look at the color that we're making this row with. In this case, it's black here, so which is corresponding to the gray here. So we pick up this color and we find a block of the same color. So this gray here is corresponding to this color. So that we look at this block, it is of the same color. So then we look at the block below that. Is that of the same color? It's not. So this is a simple stitch. This is not an extended simple stitch. So we'll leave it alone. So the next one is the same. We look at this. It's the same color as the color that we're working with. And the one below that is not the same color. So we're going to leave it alone. Now here, this is a block which is of the same color as the color of this row. And this block below that is the same color as this. So this one is going to be an extended simple stitch, a front post extended simple stitch. So I just marked it with an X. This is where you'd create a front post extended simple stitch. Basically, it just means that you're creating a bridge between the current row and the previous row of the same color. And that's where you need to make your front post extended simple stitch. Now we look at the next block. It's not of the same color as the color that you are working with the row with, so we'll just ignore it. Same for these three blocks. They don't have the same color under them, so we're going to skip those as well. Those are simple stitches. This one again has a block of the same color below it, so this one is an extended simple stitch. So I'm going to go forward and find all the extended simple stitches for this row, and I'm done. So now coming to the next row, the fourth row. This one is made with the color white. So now we're going to look at only white. So these three blocks, they're made with the color white, but there is no white under them. So there's no white in the blocks right under them. So we leave them alone. The next one, this one is a white, and there is a block of the same color under it. So there'll be an X over here. And the next one is, even though it has this color, a block of the same color under it, but we'll not consider that. We'll ignore it because it's not the same color as the color that we're working with. So the next three blocks, again, we'll skip them because the blocks that are below them are not the same color, but this one is the same color as the current row, that is white, and it has a block of the same color under it. So there's an X right there. Keep going for the entire row and find all those blocks that are of the same color that we're working the current row with and have a block of the same color under it. So I'm going to go ahead and do a few more rows for you to see how it looks. So going for the fifth row, which is made with this dark color, the corresponding gray color. So the reason I didn't use the same dark color over here is because it would be hard to write on it. You wouldn't be able to see anything. So I just used a darker gray here, a black here, and then a gray here so we can write on top. and we can see the stitches on top of this. So here we have black here, not the same color, same color, same color, same color, but same color with the same stitch below, same color below. So here is an X, and this one, and this one, and this one. Going for the sixth row here. Here we have white, and then the one below it is also white. So we start with a front post extended simple stitch here, and then this is not the same color, same, but different color under, and this right here has the same color, and the rest of it doesn't. So you can see how we're building this pattern. This one is an easy one to mark these stitches, because after a while you can figure out that there's a pattern to this, but there are some um, charts which are not as the pattern wouldn't be so easy to spot, just like in this one, but the technique would be exactly the same. So there's two rules, going over them again, that to ignore the blocks that are not of the same color as the current row. So you just completely ignore those. And the second rule is that the ones that are made with the same color as the current row, you will mark the ones that have the same colored block under the current row as ones that need to be front post extended simple stitches. So if a block does not have the same color under it, then you don't need to do anything. So that's pretty much all there is about converting this kind of chart into something like this. You can compare this. I think we've got it right. So these three X's here, four here, four here. So if I keep going, I'll get this. It completely depends on what your preference is. If you want to follow a chart directly without the X's, you can go ahead and do that. If you want to mark these X's before you do that, you start your project, you can go ahead and do that. I prefer to do it that way because I don't want to remember these rules while or try to figure out which stitch to make in which block while I'm working on my project. So if I had a chart, I would try and mark the stitches that are going to be front post extended simple stitches before I start working on my project, but it's it's a personal preference. That's about it for how to convert a chart, like a plain chart without any uh, markings for indicating stitches, to one that does. I have a course that I offer where you can learn how to do Tunisian mosaic crochet in detail. If you're a beginner at Tunisian crochet, or if you're a beginner at Tunisian mosaic crochet, you can start from the beginning, and you can learn how to make Tunisian crochet projects. I also go over how to read charts and written patterns, how to make build projects out of those. So I'm going to leave you a link in the description below if you'd like to take a look. But this is pretty much all you need to know in terms of stitches and the technique, the one technique about changing color. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Thanks for watching.